your chair.
First official. Yeah.
And the centre says, look, she's Daniel gets carried away. Just leave it. Just leave it. It'll be fine.
So I've had you before, mate. I know how to look after you.
Good, brother. Good luck. Appreciate it.
They've got 11. I counted. I'll count again. Hang on. Yeah. It does look like a lot. They're all squished in, you know?
Which way are we kicking? Did you see?
I'm not sure. I think it must be the same. I imagine.
Like a water girl.
Like you can squeeze on the bed.
Like in tennis stuff,
Yeah.
sprint there and come back.
I can't get the leg from it.
Welcome to Keilor Lodge Recreation Reserve for this round 7 NPLW Victoria Clash, the final tie of the round, and it's Preston Lions visiting Calder United here at the home of Sydenham Park. Preston Lions in their red home kit, Calder United in their familiar white and blue. And it's Preston to kick off. Unchanged from the side that defeated Bentley Greens 3-0 last week. While Calder United, after their efforts in the Cup midweek, knocked out by VPL side Keilor Park. They went the full 120 minutes and penalties in this one. And Kogu Savaratnam rings the changes. 4 changes from that side that exited the Cup. There's a change between the sticks as Natalie Pitchak comes in. Chanel Camilleri dropping to the bench. No sign of Larissa Walsh in the squad. Jen Lum and Eva Megorian also dropped to the pine, with Olivia Anderson, Adeline Ayton and Tuana Cool promoted from the bench to the starting lineup. Rounding out the 11 for Calder United as they have an early corner through Akeisha Sandu. Mami Ambo will start in attack. Akane Shimizu, Emma Langley, Alicia Ike, Maya Hyson and Tamsin Smith. And Sandu whips in the corner low. Preston get the danger away. Top of the table, Preston Lions looking to press home their advantage against a Calder United side who flattered to deceive in the opening 6 rounds of the season, but have a golden chance to climb the table today. Preston have Charlotte Horhorison between the sticks. Defensive Molly May Ramsey, Elle Talevsky, Jade Feeks and Eva Harrington. As Miri Nishimura latches onto a loose ball here. This is Ellie Lamont. Squares for Dakota Tyson. Great win from Tuana Cool in midfield. Talevsky recycling back to Jade Feeks. Ramsey helping it on. It's knocked back by Alicia Ike to her goalkeeper. Calder will build their way out again. Tyson for Preston. Onto the captain, Georgia Henderson. Nishimura. And now Ramsey. In fact, it looks like 3 at the back for Preston today with Harrington, Feeks, and Talevsky. The wing backs are Vlamink and Ramsey. Talevsky does enough to get it back to her goalkeeper, her Horrison, and Dakota Tyson, Georgia Henderson and Miri Nishimura holding down the midfield. And the front line of Ellie Lamont and Hayley Johnson, who has 6 goals in her 5 appearances so far this season. Of course, Preston have only played the 5 games, still top the table. They've got a game in hand to make up midweek against South Melbourne on Wednesday. So a tough run of fixtures for Dan Fodden and his side to make up. Interesting to see whether Foden decides to rotate on Wednesday night. And Maya Hyson has no choice but to knock it behind for a Preston corner, their first of the game.
Keeper! Talevsky, keeper! Let it settle, let it settle.
It's going to be Nishimura over this one. Aims for the near post. Defender on the goal line. Opted to take a touch just to be sure. And Nishimura will get a retake here with the outswinger.
Monty, get it!
Haley Johnson is the target, and it's cleared off the line. Big shout for a handball, still alive in the penalty area, but Ramsey can't force it home. Nishimura across the box again. And it comes off Ramsey's head, and from point-blank range, flies over the crossbar, and Preston Lions could have made more of that.
Squeeze high! Tuck, tuck, tuck!
Oh, big scare for Calder early.
Monty, tuck!
This is Ellie Vlamink for Preston. Good one-on-one defending
Haley
from
high!
the number 19, Tamsin Smith, playing left back today.
Monty!
Aiki. On to Hyson. Shimizu in midfield. Trying to release Tuana Cool early. It's well done by Jade Feeks to avoid the danger and send it out for a Calder United throw. Calder sitting 8th on the table at the moment. Oh, nervy moment. The Dakota Tyson wins it at the second attempt, and then the long-range effort. It was Emma Langley who struck it first time. Well off target. As I was saying, Calder sitting in 8th place. 7 points from 6 games. And a demoralising cup defeat on penalties midweek. They'll be looking to turn that sort of form around in a hurry, because this women's program at Calder United is the most storied in modern NPLW history here in Victoria. Mami Ambo. Turned over by Ayton, not for long. Good slide from Henderson on Shimizu. Harrington. Looks it back to Horrison, and Henderson winning the header in midfield. Lamont couldn't keep the forward momentum going.
Stay between, Haley, stay between.
This is Tamsin Smith. Good interception from Nishimura. Knocks it into touch for a Calder throw. Taken quickly, and El Talevski will eat that up. Henderson. Lamont. Great footwork from Ellie Lamont. Talevski forced backwards. Squared to Feeks. Tyson, nice one-touch passing here. And now Nishimura spreads the play out to Ellie Vlamink. Vlamink darting inside. Nishimura let it run. Tyson with the floating ball into the channel that missed its target.
You don't even need to look. Yeah, well done. Cody, stay. Very close.
Quickly taken, thrown by Talevski.
That's the same personnel, different shape.
Feeks. Oh, Henderson and Langley clashing heads. Henderson straight back up to her feet. And the referee awards a free kick for Akane Shimizu.
Cover now. Back inside now. EP, back inside. Got cover, it's fine.
Preston have a chance to go back on top of the table today. Been knocked off their perch temporarily by FC Bulleen Lions. Great ball from Nishimura again, but Hayley Johnson was just put off on her first touch by the retreating Akeisha Sandhu.
Zelensky, let's make the change. Let's go back to the 4. Let's bring Molly back.
Flicked on for Henderson now. Georgia Henderson gliding past her defender. Henderson all the way! It's a captain's goal from Georgia Henderson. She did it all on her own, and there was no stopping the freight train striding through the Calder United backline. A very cool finish as well. And Preston Lions have the lead on the road. Absolutely superb individual effort from Georgia Henderson. And there's a bit of net repair going on. Well, usually you talk about a net-busting strike in the metaphorical sense, but in this sense, literally, Georgia Henderson has broken the net with that finish.
Too much power, Hendo.
It's Henderson's first goal of the season in the league. Doesn't score too many, but when she does, they tend to be important goals. As the referee is satisfied with the tape-up job, we'll finally take this kick-off again.
Up we go! Squeeze!
Perfect start for Preston inside the first 15 minutes.
On a touch.
Hambo. Harrington. Twists and turns away. Silky skills from Eva Harrington. Nishimura losing out.
Yeah, well done.
Free kick goes against Nishimura there.
Hey, she's got the ball.
Seemed a harsh one, but maybe had an extra little nibble as Emma Langley went past.
Stay between 5. Win.
Ike knocks it long. Easy win for Feeks. Lamont. Oh, Lamont's turned it over in a dangerous area. And here comes Akane Shimizu. It's Shimizu in on goal. And what a let-off. Charlotte Horrison gratefully accepts that gift from Akane Shimizu, who really should have done better all on her own. From point-blank range. Should be 1-1. You'd expect Shimizu, who's already got 3 goals to her name this season, to have done a lot better there.
Squeeze over. EV between. Left shoulder, left shoulder.
Just needed to slide it into the bottom corner. Instead, she took a big swing with her less favoured left peg and spooned it up. Well done to Horrison for not overcommitting in that situation and making it easy for the Japanese striker. Nishimura now. Great challenge from Hyson. Sandhu. Tuana Cool losing out. Nishimura. That's the plate of Vlaming. Oh, and Alicia Ike. Very positive defending, but there was no way past Eltalevsky. Langley sweeping things up for Calder. Emma Langley. Back to Tamsin Smith. Langley again. Looking for the killer ball, but Prohorison is quickly off her line. It was an easy claim. Now into Henderson in midfield. She's closely marked. Adeline Ayton was sticking to her back there, but no problems for Henderson. Now Lamont. A really physical duel with Sandu. Holds her ground. Dolevsky. Hayley Johnson on the spin. And that's a great win from Alicia Ike. Leading from the back, the Calder United captain. Made a couple of important challenges in the last 2 minutes or so. Shimizu. Cool. Easy layoff for Mami Ambo. Nishimura retreating and sees it over the byline for a goal kick. A couple of defensive lapses in the last few minutes from Preston. Calder United responding to that early Henderson goal with some promising forays forward. One golden chance for Shimizu, and they could have made more of that attack as well. Just dwelt on the ball too long and allowed Preston to recover and retreat. Henderson. Johnson. Hayley Johnson looking to return the favour. She's pounced on that loose ball though. And there's a second chance on the attack for Preston. Ellie Lamont. Keeps it in play. Hyson into touch. Preston have the throw. Molly May Ramsey doesn't get a lot of distance off that throw. Just slipped out of her hands as she was taking it. Short to Lamont this time. Shimizu wins it back for Calder. Georgia Henderson covering a lot of ground. So too was Hayley Johnson, who won that ball back. Langley sidesteps the challenge. Emma Langley chasing a lost cause down the touchline. Calder United, after defeating the last weekend, their last win came on the 21st against the Bentley Greens. It's been a hit and miss campaign so far. They've had some great performances. 4-2 win over the Essendon Royals in late March stands out. But they've been few and far between so far. Ike for Ayton. He's playing in midfield today. Can play in defence as well. Maya Hyson. Sandu. Shimizu There's a bit of a free roll in this team. She'll pop up front in deep midfield, wherever she can get possession. Molly May Ramsey standing in the way and making the interception. Johnson knocks it on for Nishimura, and that's a brilliant through ball. And here goes Ellie Lamont. Might need support here. She's got Flamink on the far side. Lamont glides past her marker and takes a shot from a narrow angle. Well, she was a little isolated up there, tried to squeeze it across the box to the back post for maybe a Flamink tap in. Didn't have enough off her left foot, but it was a flowing counter attack from the Preston Lions. Only took 2 passes, one from Johnson dropping off the front line, and then Nishimura sliding it through. See the technical quality Preston have in their attack this season. Shimizu. Tuana Cool. Sandu knocking forward. Shimizu. Closely marked by Feeks. Now they attack quickly again. Flamink and Nishimura attempting the 1-2. Dropped into a back 4 now with Ramsey moving to left back and Harrington out to right back. It's allowing Flamink to get further forward. She's the target for this pass from Henderson. It's just overhit.
Shape, shape, shape! Good, Ailey, good!
Hyson. Sandu. Adeline Ayton now. Straight to Horrison. Now is there a blood rule? I think it's a blood rule for Adeline Ayton. She's going to have to go off and get strapped up. Former Alamein player coming across her first season for Calder United. Going to restart with a drop ball here, and Calder United temporarily down to 10. Just below the knee, just a bit of strapping required. Chalevsky forward. Brilliantly controlled by Johnson out of the air. Really strong work from the American down the touchline. He sucked in 3 defenders, almost found Henderson. Calder would have been really opened up there if Johnson would have forced that pass through. They just converged in numbers on the former Milwaukee Panthers striker. He's just come across from a short stint in Iceland. Now banging in the goals here in Victoria. Flamink to the byline. Ellie Flamink was brought down. Defender got enough of the ball.
Squeeze!
Mummy Ambo.
Squeeze! Squeeze! Hey!
Nishimura nicks it off the toes of Adeline Ayton and goes for goal. Well, she's a long-range specialist, not one of her better efforts. Pitchak. Molly May Ramsey. Back to Pitchak. Lamont with the slide. Preston needing to defend from the front here. Ellie Johnson with the cross.
Evie yours!
Tamsin Smith.
Nothing easy!
Ambo looks for the run of Tuana Cool. Tulevsky will be too quick there. Horrison. Nishimura, difficult ball. Feeks puts her foot through it, sends a big diagonal out to Lamont. Maya Hyson will deal with this. Anderson. Hasn't had too many touches so far. Out on that right-hand side. Feeks goes back to her. Well, it's meant for Horrison, but poor back pass has coughed up a corner here, and Calder United have a set-piece chance. Still a goal to nil to the visitors. That early goal from Georgia Henderson is the difference between these two teams. Keisha Sandu steps out her run-up. Got plenty of height to aim for here. Ike's in the middle. Almost fell for Shimizu, but Dakota Tyson got her head to it. Back as far as Adeline Ayton, who'll try one from range, but it's an easy save. Horrison knocks it long. It's all Calder United players underneath that ball. Lamont. Langley. Olivia Anderson. Forced to retreat. Langley. It's going to be a Calder ball. Matter of some conjecture on the touchline. Ambo. Tuana Cool. Good challenge, Feeks. Horrison. Johnson. Haley Johnson with a long one. And then Ellie Vlamink onto the second ball. Nishimura. Miri Nishimura from a long way out. Well, she's got license to shoot from anywhere. That's one of her closer efforts this afternoon, but just held up in the breeze and drifted wide of the target. Langley. Tulevsky. Henderson. Alicia Ike's been Calder's best this afternoon so far. Really strong in the tackle. Really proactive with her defending. Tulevsky. Nishimura couldn't connect. Dakota Tyson can't get it off Shimizu. Adeline Ayton able to clear the danger. Talevski opts not to use her goalkeeper, and Mami Ambo steps in. And now here's Shimizu for Calder. Tulana Cool couldn't keep it. Olivia Anderson. Now Langley. Well, brilliantly timed sliding challenge from Georgia Henderson. And slid into touch by Eva Harrington. One of a handful of players Preston have retained in the off-season, including Henderson and Nishimura. High one into the box. Jade Feeks underneath it. Georgia Henderson knocks it away from danger. Dan Foden deep in conversation with Hayley Johnson on the sideline here. Tamsin Smith's throw is picked off by Nishimura. Can Preston go quickly now? Lamont. Wind has really picked up here. Ambo. Henderson onto the 1-2. Georgia Henderson had Ellie Lamont through, but couldn't quite find the angle. Quick 1-2 punch with Hayley Johnson. Show just how quickly they can spring away. Hyson. Alicia Ike. Plenty of time to measure this pass. Langley. Emma Langley. Hopeful ball for Cool was intercepted by Ellie Talevski. Look of frustration as she runs it into touch. Smith. Ambo. Mami Ambo. Decent spin. Big collision there. I think it was Ambo who brought down Harrington. They're going to restart with a Preston free kick. Mami Ambo, just as she went to ground, had her arms wrapped around her marker and tugged her to the deck. For Horrison, very coolly done from the goalkeeper. Tyson onto Nishimura. Maya Hyson in the way. It's funneled out to Molly May Ramsey. Dakota Tyson. Nishimura again. Has the eyes up looking for the switch. And Tamsin Smith didn't get enough on that clearance. And here goes Ali Vlamink. All the way to the byline. Vlamink slides it across the box, but couldn't beat the first defender in Alicia Ike, who's holding this back line together for Calder at the moment. Here's Nishimura with the corner. Another dangerous delivery, swinging slightly further away from goal this time. Henderson up against Smith. It's kept in and Calder can clear. In fact, they can play their way out through Mami Ambo. Cool. Back to the Japanese playmaker, Mami Ambo. Anderson. Ambo again. Rides one challenge, pokes it through. As far as Cool. Oh, and a big collision. And Maya Hyson will be penalised here. A little late on Ellie Lamont, who's in some distress. Well, potential head injury here for Ellie Lamont. It's the last thing Preston need to see the Victorian Player of the Month go down. Summer Kapanekia and Amy Adcock, the obvious potential replacements on the bench in terms of attacking reinforcements. Adcock has been a bit of a super sub for Preston this season. 2 goals off the bench. Let's hope Ellie Lamont is fit to continue here. Well, this is the first of a really big run of games for the Lionesses. That make-up game against South Melbourne at BT Connor Reserve on Wednesday night. Alamein next Saturday away, hosting Bulleen Lions the following week. Then the high-flying Essendon Royals after that, before Heidelberg, Boroondara and South Melbourne again. It's a bit of a murderer's row. We'll see where this Preston Lions side stands after that run of fixtures.
Evie, given this, tuck inside for a little bit and just help out defensively. Like a front 2, shuffle in and out with Haley until Monty gets back on.
Well, looks like Ellie Lamont will continue, but just needs a few moments here to compose herself. So Preston will have to struggle through with 10. Vlamic crowded out. No chance in the aerial duel. Ambo through to Smith. Who let it run for Emma Langley. Spoons it up in the air. Knocked through by Cool for Shimizu. Supporting Mami Ambo. Ambo centering ball. Nishimura got a touch, and now Preston can spring in the other direction. Johnson shoved over. And there is a yellow ticket coming out for Emma Langley. Her first booking of the season and the first yellow card of the afternoon. Langley adjudged to have intentionally stopped Preston's counter-attack and probably didn't help her case, knocking the ball away afterwards as well. It's Eltalevsky over this free kick. Might knock it long. Look for a target in the box. Johnson won the flick on, but no one in position to run onto it. And back on comes Ellie Lamont. Preston back up to 11 players. Shimizu. Molly May Ramsey. Henderson was first on the scene but took a heavy touch. Tamsin Smith. Back to Ambo. Mami Ambo feeding it through for Tuana Cool. And now Akane Shimizu on the far side. Oh, just crossed wires with her teammate there. Thought Tuana Cool might drift into the channel for an overlap. Instead, she was hitting the box for a cross, and it's rolled back rather conveniently for Charlotte Krahorison. Now Langley is fouled in midfield. Hayley Johnson with the contact. It's Alicia Ike over this ball. Ike. Well won by Feeks. Nishimura and Tyson getting in each other's way for a moment. Langley heads down for Ambo. Checking inside onto her right. Mummy Ambo, that's a great ball to the back post. But there's too much on it for Liv Anderson. Olivia Anderson yet to score this season. She's been in and out of the starting lineup, mostly playing as a substitute. It's her chance today. Harrison with the goal kick. Ambo's head up. Harrington, good distance on the throw. Flaming wrestling with Tamsin Smith. Henderson. And then Molly Mae Ramsey. Can she make up the ground? She can. Great pace from Ramsey. And it's that effort and application that wins Preston another corner. And Miri Nishimura loves to curl these in with the inside of her right boot. Well, Preston are going to roll the dice here and leave 2v2 at the back. Almost a game of chicken going on between Calder and Preston on these corners. They're going to pack the box and trust Nishimura's delivery, which is in at the front post. Johnson heads skywards. Hayley Johnson! And that is goal number 7. Well, Hayley Johnson teed it up for herself. Extraordinary. Heading into the air after the near post delivery from Miri Nishimura. And then gave herself a running leap, a head start on the goalkeeper and the defenders who were deep inside their own 6-yard box. And the American is on fire in NPLW Victoria. Well, a slightly bizarre goal. But one that really showcases Hayley Johnson's physical gifts. Not just the physicality and the aerial presence, but the work ethic and the football IQ to pick her moment. Vlamic. Lamont. Preston have their tails up now. Lamont against Sandu is brought down, surely for a free kick. Ellie Lamont. Well, there was no advantage signalled by the referee there, so I assume she thought it was a fair 50-50. Feeks. Now Ambo spotting an opportunity to press. Talevsky was cool. Nishimura, Johnson couldn't get there. Just wrong-footed by the pass. Dakota Tyson at the base of midfield. Helping it on for Jade Feeks.
Get there, Evie! Support!
Here's Vlamic. Vlamic's cutback is a good one. Lamont on the half turn. And it just spins off target. Nice idea from Ellie Lamont. Aside from that one golden chance to equalise from Akane Shimizu, she spooned up to Charlotte Harrison. It's been all Preston in this first half. They make it 3 on the stroke of half time. Harrington having to work back there. She's outnumbered, Eva Harrington. Smith. Shimizu, Ambo. Kalevsky. Henderson. Tyson. Oh, Harrington did really well. It was an awkward ball. Henderson forces it through. And now Ellie Vlaming glides past Hyson, still Vlaming. And Tamsin Smith got the ball. Last-ditch tackle saves the day for Calder United.
Easy, brilliant!
It's a phenomenal challenge from Tamsin Smith. Came flying in from the angle, had to win the ball cleanly and did. It's going to be Nishimura again. The set-piece specialist. What's she got in store now? Oh, it's flicked just wide. Off the head of Talevsky, I think. Henderson. And now Eva Harrington fancies it. Oh. In fact, that was Jade Feeks, I should say, going for goal from distance. That's an impressive effort from a central defender, but couldn't quite find the target.
I know that there's a Fanua who might apply.
Cool. Oh, got there ahead of El Talevsky. Tawana Cool. Neat turn under pressure there as well. Talevsky got a foot in. Henderson. Tamsin Smith, great win from her. Ayton. Under pressure from Johnson. Manages to maintain possession for Calder. Langley forward. Langley's crossfield ball has caused a few problems. Henderson. Ayton giving nothing away in there. Langley sees it out for a Preston throw. I've got this chunk of added time, which is now expired. And that is half-time. And the Preston Lions have a commanding lead at the break. Georgia Henderson with her first league goal of the season. A fine individual effort. And then Hayley Johnson showing all of her persistence and aerial prowess. Smashing in her own skyward header off a Miri Nishimura corner to make it Preston Lions 2, Calder United 0 at the break. We'll take a short one here on the NPLW Victoria live stream and be back with the second half in a moment. Welcome back to Keilor Lodge, the home of Sydenham Park and a temporary home of Calder United Soccer Club, who find themselves 2-0 down against visiting Preston Lions. At the break, the opening goal coming from the Lionesses captain, Georgia Henderson, who strode through almost single-handedly. And a lovely toe poke from the angle, nestling in the far corner to make it 1-0. Follow-up goal from Hayley Johnson. Quite bizarre. Off a set piece. Headed it skywards, a flick on at the near post. And actually got her own assist. Running on to that high loose ball that she herself had flicked into the air and powering home a brilliant header for 2. And now they might be on for a third in a hurry. As Ellie Lamont can't quite make up the ground on that Miri Nishimura pass. Calder United's best moment came through Akane Shimizu, who really should have done better in a 1v1 situation with Charlotte Rahorison. Oh, and Henderson goes to the deck. Maya Hyson's challenge ruled a fair one. Talevski sidesteps the challenge and will restart through her goalkeeper. Rahorison for Feeks. Feeks flicks it into midfield and pass didn't quite connect with Henderson. Maya Hyson. Nishimura intercepting. Henderson back to Molly May Ramsey. Launches the ball forwards. It's off the knee of Alicia Ike, who was outstanding for Calder in that first half. Coming up with a number of important challenges to keep them alive in this one. And here is Tawana Cool. Well, Feeks cleared it straight into our own teammate on the deck, Eva Harrington, and nearly rebounded dangerously. Harrington appears to be okay. And Rahorison will restart with a long kick out. Ambo. Langley couldn't find a teammate. Harrington. For Lamink. Winning a corner for Preston. And they've threatened almost every time off these set pieces, Preston. Nishimura floats one in close to the goalkeeper. Pichak can't clear it. And El Talevski heads home from point blank range to make it 3-0 to the visiting Preston Lions. Her first goal for the club. And it comes against her former club. And they come from everywhere to congratulate El Talevski, who was never missing from that sort of range. Again, it's Nishimura with a superb set-piece delivery that the goalkeeper, Natalie Pichak, simply cannot deal with. Oh, and Aiton turns it over almost straight from the kickoff. Akeisha Sandhu and Lamont battling for it. Anderson came in with the second effort. Hyson. Ramsey down the line. Johnson. Preston chasing in packs at the moment. Really troubling Calder with their pressure. Ike able to play through at that time though. Smith. Picked off by Eva Harrington, who will keep it alive. And fine for Lamink. Ike away. Talevsky, the goal scorer, into Henderson. And now Feeks. Very well controlled by Lamont. Just had her run slightly impeded by Sandu, unintentionally so, and Henderson's return pass couldn't find her, but she's got a great first touch, Ellie Lamont. Very skillful, technical player. Ike. Hyson. Shimizu. Tuana Cool. Henderson wins it back. Lamont sidesteps her marker with ease and fires a brilliant crossfield ball to Ellie Vlamink, who shoots from the angle. It's in! It's 4 for Preston! And Ellie Vlamink is off the mark for her new club. There is just no stopping them at the moment. The Lionesses running rampant away at Calder United. And Natalie Pitchak would love that one back. You question her role, not in the first 2 goals, but in both those that have been netted after half-time. Into the starting lineup today, Chanel Camilleri relegated to the bench. Big call from Kogu Sabaratnam, and now Preston forward. Now Pitchak short for Hyson. They're under pressure here. They're inviting the press. And Nishimura takes control. Adeline Ayton, half cleared, out to the goal scorer Vlamink. Swings it in, picked off by Pitchak that time. She wants to restart quickly, but Tuana Cool was cutting an isolated figure up top. Pitchak. Langley. Lamont. Henderson running on the outside. Georgia Henderson swings it in. Henderson. Oh, Olivia Anderson under all sorts of pressure here. Molly May Ramsey wins it high up the park for Preston. Into Georgia Henderson. Henderson's cross to the back post. Johnson from the angle! Incredible! Goal after goal after goal. Hayley Johnson. 8 in 6 games. What a signing she's been so far. And Preston, in the blink of an eye, have 5. It's a blistering finish from Hayley Johnson on the spin. She connected with that one so sweetly. It all came from the work and the constant pressure up front. Molly May Ramsey, got to credit her role in the goal. Georgia Henderson running the channels and putting in a teasing ball. But that finish. It was really quite a hit from Hayley Johnson on the angle. Sandu looking for a Calder reply. Oh, it's a teasing delivery from Sandu and no one could connect. It's a really good ball in from this former South Melbourne fullback. Jade Feeks is brought down late by Adeline Ayton. And with a massive game against South Melbourne on Wednesday night, does Dan Foden's attention now, with this game surely out of sight, turn to South Melbourne and try and rest some bodies with a quick turnaround in mind? Oh, they're having fun here, Preston. There's a shirt pull on Lamont. It's forced home anyway. Vlamic has 2. Preston are absolutely running rampant. Well, the referee paid a good advantage there. It looked an obvious penalty as Ellie Lamont had her shirt tugged. But she continued. Smashed a ball across the 6-yard box, which Pitchak couldn't deal with again. And Ellie Vlamic was in the right place at the right time and left with the simplest of tasks. Now Calder United are going to make a triple substitution, with goals flying in left, right and centre. It's Adeline Ayton who's come off. She's in danger of a second booking. Jen Lum has come on. So too Harriet Lowry. Olivia Anderson sacrificed. And Karina Todorova is into the midfield. So a lot of work for the 4th official to do here, with only one number each side on the board. And as the paperwork continues on the touchline, it's Akane Shimizu for Calder. Well, was there a trailing arm there? Maybe accidental, but still a foul from Eva Harrington. Can Calder peg one back? Pride must be burning at this point. It's been one-way traffic in this second half. Sandu's ball is a decent one to the back post. Lamont stuck in her own corner with Harriet Lowry right on her back. Here comes Jen Lum. Lum from the byline, misses everybody in the middle. Harrington. Vlamic. Vlamic wins a throw on the far side. Preston's preparing some changes now. Jen Lum. An astonishing scoring burst in this second half. Another triple change incoming. This time for the visitors, as Preston have one eye on that big South Melbourne game on Wednesday night. Dakota Tyson. Laid off by Johnson for Henderson. Is that the perfect ball? Henderson for Ellie Lamont, who's around the goalkeeper. And it's good defending. Well, Lamont thought she had a corner. Goal kick is the verdict. But whatever the outcome, you have to credit Harriet Lowry, who never gave up on that one and bailed out her goalkeeper with a brilliant covering slide. Looks like Brianna Gurr, Lani Giudice, and Amy Adcock will come on for Preston. For Horrison. Tyson. Oh, picked off. Sandu in for Shimizu. It's high and wide. Well, she hasn't had her shooting boots on today, Kane Shimizu. Could have been a different story in the first half had she netted that chance for an equaliser. That seems a long time ago now. Okay, triple change for Preston. Molly May Ramsey comes off after a really good shift at left wing back or left back, depending on the change in shape. Dakota Tyson goes to the bench, and Ellie Valamic is given warm congratulations from her head coach on her first goal, and then suddenly a second goal for the Preston Lions. Talevski turns it over. Jadice is natural central defender, has been playing there for most of this season. She's playing left back at the moment for Horrison. Interesting to see the likes of Henderson, Lamont and Hayley Johnson stay on. Maybe they'll get a rest a little later. Big crowd expected at Jenna Steele Stadium for that one. Preston are running a junior five-a-side tournament during the day as a curtain raiser for that 7:30 p.m. kickoff. A crowd of upwards of 800 people expected, which should be a rollicking atmosphere for a big rivalry match. That's Jadice Nishimura. Silky stuff from Lamont. Well done from Langley. Emma Langley striding away on the break. Jen Lum, her only option out wide. They've got late runners arriving in the box here, if Jen Lum can hold on to it. And she was fouled by Jade Feeks. So a set-piece chance for Calder. We've got VIP in the stands. Former Preston and Calder player Kiwa Hieda watching on, who now struts her stuff for Western United in the A-League Women's. Nice to see her coming to watch both of her former teams face off. Keisha Sandu fires that one towards goal and over the crossbar. And Calder are going to empty their bench here. Mia Duskalovska and Eva Magorian preparing to come on. Akane Shimizu, well, it hasn't been her day. She's had all of Calder's best chances. And Maya Hyson goes to the bench as well. Magorian sporting some strapping around the knee. She goes into the heart of defence. Frequent starter for this Calder team. Mia Duskalovska, one of those promoted from the under-19s. Well, Lamont wins it off Lowry. A speculative effort straight to Pitchak. She's yet to get in on the act. She's been very involved in a lot of Preston's best attacking play, but hasn't bulged the net herself this afternoon. 2 goals to her name so far this campaign. In the league, that is. This is Jen Lum out to Akeisha Sandu. Sandu held it for too long. Lani Jadice. Nishimura into space. Not quite enough curl or angle on it to keep it in field. Harriet Lowry, one of two Lowrys on the Calder United books. Matilda, not in the squad today. Lamont is brought down rather unceremoniously by Sandu. And she's got to be the most fouled player on the park so far this afternoon. Just has a habit of drawing in defenders and prompting late challenges with her dribbling ability. Ike up in the air. Henderson, so physical, works so hard in there. Covers more ground than anyone. Georgia Henderson. Lamont stands up her opponent in Lowry and goes to the byline, teasing cross. Well, there's a good delivery. Oh, and Pitchak in trouble. Oh, that's fired wide. That's going to be a yellow card for the goalkeeper. Maybe for dissent. We'll see what the outcome is here. Has the referee awarded a penalty here after discussions with their assistant? Oh, it's going to be a Preston penalty. Well, the decision coming late after the referee consulted with the assistant referee on the far side. Pitchak has been booked. And it's going to be Ellie Lamont. A chance to get in on the act and make it 7 for Preston. Well, here we go. Ellie Lamont makes no mistake. Slides it into the bottom corner. Keeper got a touch. But it wasn't enough, and it's 7th heaven for the Preston Lions. The goals just keep on coming. Well, a bit of concern over the paperwork for this substitution. Who's coming off? Double change. The result well and truly in the bag. Chanel Nikolovsky will get a chance. And the two big guns in attack are going to earn a well-deserved rest. Ellie Lamont, her last action to score that penalty. And Hayley Johnson, 2 goals this afternoon. Superb effort from her. So Summer Kapanekia and Chanel Nikolovsky into the attack. And it's really been a perfect afternoon for Preston. Dan Foden couldn't have dreamt it up any better. Such perfect preparation for Wednesday night's tie to have the confidence flowing and the opportunity to rest key players with just a 3-day turnaround. A handful of shirt there from Eva Megorian. On Nikolovsky, no whistle. Sandu. Going at Guidice. Out-muscled by Feeks. Lowry keeps it in play. Oh, not quite. Flag up from the assistant. Preston throw, and you can see Amy Adcock has gone to the left-hand side with Summer Kapanekia playing on the right. Henderson. Georgia Henderson. Goalkeeper forced into a rush clearance. Jadiche. Header off target. Well, there's a second ball on the pitch at the moment. Which Alicia Ike would deal with. And we're back underway. Lowry. Laid off by Duskalovska. Langley. Jadiche flicked it on. Only as far as Sandhu. Akeisha Sandhu across the box. Langley. It'll drop kindly for Miri Nishimura. Squeezes it through. Nikolovsky keeps the attack going here. Amy Adcock. Well, that's Eva Harrington all the way up there in nosebleed territory for the defender. Not sure she's ever scored for Preston. I have to check that, but it'd be a collector's item nonetheless. Jen Lum. Can't find Tamsin Smith. Still plenty of time here for these heavily rotated sides who've both emptied their benches. Some of the fringe players to impress. Sandhu. Marshalled closely by Jadiche. Slightly out of position at left back. Henderson. Off the thigh of Smith, and then a long one from Alicia Ike. Well, Alicia Ike was holding this defence together in the first half. Not so in the second. All falling apart in the space of about 15-20 minutes after the restart. Well, Preston carved them up. A little bit clumsy from Brianne Gurr, the turnover and the foul. It was Mummy Ambo who the late contact and wins a free kick, and Sandhu for the up 10th time will be over the set piece. Numbers forward for Calder to grab a consolation. Charlotte Horrison is barking out instructions. She wants the clean sheet. All goalkeepers consider it a point of pride as Ike was second to the scene and pulled out of the challenge. Well, it's turned over by Feeks. Langley winning it for Ambo. Now back to Emma Langley. Langley centering ball. Sandhu first time shot skews off target, and Horrison had it well covered. Henderson. Well, if there are mild concerns about Calder United's season so far, the alarm bells are blaring now. It's Amy Adcock. Finds Talevsky. Decent ball in behind. Goalkeeper in no bother. Lowry. Sandhu. Sandhu centering ball for Ike. Alicia Ike trying to spread the play. No way past Eva Harrington, who's been excellent this afternoon. Harrington continues forwards, needs an option. Well, tried to stab it through to Summer Caponecchio, who was wrong-footed by the pass. Another opportunity for Harrington to win a ball here. Seems like a magnet for it at the moment. Amy Adcock will pounce on this one, up against Lowry. Adcock. Todorova. Megorian. Lowry. Megorian did well, but Talevsky ahead of Duskalovska. Gurr. Nishimura now. They gave Nishimura a lot of time to measure that pass. And it's laid off for the first time strike from Chanel Nikolovsky. And it would have been her first senior goal. Talevsky's pushing forward now. Georgia Henderson tees herself up for the strike. It's fumbled and almost all the way in for 8. Deary me, a nervy moment for the Calder goalkeeper again. Langley. Really well struck from Henderson, but too close to the custodian. Langley fires one from range, always skewing wide. For Horrison. Talevsky. Nikolovsky can't keep it. Duskalovska. Megorian. Plays back to the keeper. It's been Preston's high press. It's really won the day and made all the difference in this one. It's Calder have no time on the ball. Being forced into mistakes. No whistle against Summer Caponecchia. Harrington, a real moonraker of a clearance, that one. It's been much more straightforward than Preston anticipated today. Well, Henderson caught one on the shoulder. Nikolovsky. Nishimura. And now Lani Jijiche. Tries to outpace Lowry. Harriet Lowry to Duskalovska. Whistle against Talevsky there. Well, Preston slightly perplexed with the decision, but of little consequence. Giudice, oh, hit a square, was straight to Calder, and here comes Duskalovska. Brilliantly won by Harrington. Harrington. Heike going the other way. Jen Lum. That was El Talevsky fruitlessly appealing for offside there, which is a very hopeful one. Tamsin Smith. Inside to Todorova. Switch can't find its intended target. Nishimura. Sting has really gone out of this game since all those substitutions went through. Ambo still trying to craft something down the left, and there's no way past Eva Harrington. Henderson, Nishimura. Nishimura looking for Amy Adcock. Adcock onto her right boot. It's a little daisy cutter that's drifting towards the far post, but goalkeeper got across in time. Ambo. Chance for Nikolovsky here. Coolly controlled. Back to Talevsky. Talevsky helps it on. Giudice. Nishimura offering in the middle. A poor ball by Nishimura's standards. The weather really starts to turn here at Keilor Lodge. Talevsky. Looking for Kapanekia, who's not going to get there in time. Or will she? Oh, good persistence from Summer Kapanekia to win the corner. Must have been a close run thing, and Tamsin Smith exchanging a few words with the assistant referee, it looks like. Oh, goalkeeper missed it. Talevsky attacking it, and then Amy Adcock with an absolute howitzer into the roof of the net. And that is 8. Outrageous. Amy Adcock has her 3rd goal of the season. It is an absolute ripper. This has been a really impressive second half from Preston. Calder United have rather wilted under the pressure, but 6 goals in the second half alone will send a shiver through the spine of the rest of the competition and will send Preston back top of the table. Talevski's clearance into touch. Henderson. Kapanekia loses out. Ambo for Calder. It's a good dribble from Ambo to get away from Harrington. It's fired across the box. Lowry. Feeks. Henderson in bravely. Adcock. Nishimura under pressure. Vaults the challenge. Nishimura past two. What a brilliant run this is from the Japanese playmaker. The through ball was a little heavy and a little straight. And goalkeeper able to come off their line and clear. And a yellow card out for Henderson there. Overly physical on Karina Todorova. And Georgia Henderson booked for the third time this season. She never gives anything away in a tackle and just stepped over the mark there. We're going to get a retake from Sandhu after she went before the referee's whistle.
Amy, go! Amy, go!
Sandhu. Nishimura knocks it forwards. Ambo. Todorova. Out-muscled. That's really good work from Chanel Nikolovsky. Lost the ball for a moment and dribbled her way past another opponent and then gave it away again. Duskalovska forward for Calder now. Little reverse into Sandhu. Down the right. Sandhu's ball across the box is picked off. Easily dealt with by Jade Feeks. Henderson, well, that's a very late tackle. And another yellow card coming out, this time for Karina Todorova. Dan Foden just encouraging his captain to tone it down. Last thing they need to do is lose Georgia Henderson to suspension and into that massive game against South. It's a big couple of weeks for Preston against their old rivals. Senior men's side has been drawn against South Melbourne in the Cup. That will take place on Tuesday the 21st. Big crowds expected for both ties. And that's another free kick for Calder and a yellow card out. Brianna Gurr has been booked. Well, she was not best pleased with that decision, but referee deeming that challenge a A little late for her liking. So it's not going to be a free kick because advantage was paid. So she's just bringing it back for the booking after playing advantage, as is her remit. Henderson. Adcock. Helped it through. Nikolovsky. Henderson. That's a great ball. Filani Giudice down the left. She centers it for Nikolovsky. Showed too much of the ball to her opponent in Todorova. And then Duskalovska showing a bit of pace, but not enough to beat Televsky. Harrington. Maybe a touch of cramp setting in. Preston have used all their subs. Concern for Televsky here. Should be able to limp her way through the final few moments of stoppage time. Henderson throwing her weight around again. She has to be careful. Kapanekia. Neatly done. Televsky. Out to Giudice. Ball down the line was picked off. She doesn't look super comfortable at left back, Lani Giudice. Ambo. Duskalovska. Trying to get around Brianna Gurr to the byline. And that one's crossed the line anyway. Goal kick. And Charlotte Rahorison. Well, she's not really been close to being beaten today. And there's the final whistle. And it's an emphatic win for the Preston Lions on the road. Calder United down early thanks to a goal from Georgia Henderson. A fine solo effort. It was very competitive in the first half, and Akane Shimizu had her golden opportunity spurned. She failed to beat the goalkeeper 1v1. And Hayley Johnson's slightly wacky goal, heading it up into the air for herself to smash a header home off the corner to make it 2-0 to Preston at half-time, but it was the 6-goal scoring burst after the break. 4 of them coming in the first 15 or 20 minutes of the half that really put the result to bed. 2 for Hayley Johnson, 2 for Ellie Volamic, 1 for Ellie Lamont from the penalty spot, 1 for Televsky against her former side, and then Amy Adcock wrapped it up with maybe the pick of the bunch. A searing hit from the edge of the box. And that maybe just kissed the crossbar on its way in. Preston back on top of the table. Calder United languishing down in 8th place, and this season not meeting the expectations set by their fabulous record in this competition, their big history. Well, it's on to South Melbourne on Wednesday for Preston. A side that Preston have never beaten in the top flight and lost both times against last season, so a massive opportunity for the Lionesses to prove a big point and extend their lead on the top of the pile. We'll sign off here from Keilor Lodge Recreation Reserve. Hope you've enjoyed today's coverage. I've been Josh Parrish, and the final score is Calder United 0, Preston Lions 8.